नमस्कार। Honorable Governor of Gujarat, Sri Acharya Devvrat ji. Grateful, sir, for such an enlightened discourse. He has reflected various facets of Dharma in a manner which he alone can do, sir. Sri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, reminded us of this day. Grateful, sir. Chandrayaan-3 landed on that part of moon, India being the first country to do so. It was a glorified day for us. चांद के ऊपर तिरंगा और शिव शक्ति पॉइंट निश्चित हो गए. And will ever be known as Space Day for Bharat, 1/6 of humanity. Honorable Minister Shri Vidura Vikramanayaka, Minister for Buddha Dhamma, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Government of Sri Lanka. Honorable Home Minister, Royal Government of Bhutan, Mr. Shering. पूज्य स्वामी श्री गोविंद देव गिरिजी महाराज, आपका उद्बोधन संक्षिप्त था पर दिल को छूने वाला था. पूरा सार धर्म का आपने हमारे सामने रख दिया. कम शब्दों में तार्किक रूप से गहराई से हमारे मन को छू गया है. श्री बद्री प्रसाद पांडे जी, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर फॉर कल्चर, टूरिज्म एंड सिविल एविएशन, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ नेपाल. I must recognize the presence of Sri Babu Bhai Desai, Member Parliament, Rajya Sabha. He has been a member of Rajya Sabha now for over a year and has made very sublime contributions. Professor Nirja A. Gupta, Vice Chancellor, Gujarat University. Dr. Satyapal Singh ji, Chancellor, Gurukul Kangadi Vishwavidyalaya, former Union Minister, and a person deeply committed to Dharma. Distinguished diplomats, scholars, and audience. The stage has been well laid. It was enlightened discourse by Sri Govind Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. I am deeply moved by his passionate address. He spoke out of his heart and soul on an issue that is so critical to the welfare of entire humanity, Dharma. I strongly commend convergence of scholars from all over the globe on this point under the aegis of a prestigious think tank, India Foundation and Gujarat University. Friends, amidst galaxy of scholars, knowledgeable persons, I am humbled at this profound honor to deliver inaugural address at the 8th International Dhamma Conference, a gathering that has become a beacon of intellectual and spiritual exploration. The theme of cosmology in Dhamma traditions is much beyond just an intellectual pursuit, much more than a pursuit. It has to be way of life with all of us. This is reflective of a spiritual exploration that seeks to harmonize our understanding of the cosmos with the timeless wisdom of Dharma and Dhamma. Friends, the initiative to focus on the essential identity between the Dharma and Dhamma viewpoints is particularly noteworthy. These thoughts, rooted in the ancient wisdom of Hindu and Buddhist civilizations, are as relevant today as they have been over millennia. Buddha personifies Dharma. Buddha is synonymous with Dharma. The teachings of Dharma and Dhamma have not only endured but thrived continually and continuously, guiding societies in their quest for moral and ethical living. Friends, life devoid of morality and ethical standards cannot be taken to be human existence. The timeless relevance of these principles is evident in how they have shaped the cultural, social, and spiritual landscapes of civilizations across Asia and beyond. From Vedic traditions of India to the Buddhist philosophies that is spread across the continent, the concepts of Dharma and Dhamma have provided a unifying thread. I would go to the extent of saying much needed unifying thread that binds us to a shared heritage of wisdom, compassion, and righteousness. Our ancient scriptures and epics are replete with references of Dharma and Dhamma, illustrating their significance in the cosmological order and human life. In Mahabharata, the great epic that narrates the struggle between righteousness and unrighteousness, Dharma is the central theme. The Bhagavad Gita, a timeless dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, is a profound discourse on the nature of Dharma and the duties of an individual. Lord Krishna's exhortation to Arjuna to perform his duty without attachment to the results is a powerful reminder of the importance of Dharma in our lives. Those at the helm of affairs at the present need to get a good lesson on this count. Performance of duty has to secure predominance over results. Friends, Bharat, the most vibrant democracy on the planet, is home to 1/6 of humanity. It is on exponential economic rise with unprecedented developmental upsurge, is emerging as a factor to stabilize global order for peace, harmony, and humanity welfare. And there is a rationale behind it. This is premised on this being, for centuries, land of Dharma. The entire world is looking at us. It is the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi that is reflected to the global community. We are not living in an age of expansion. Expansion is anti-Dharma. And the Honorable Prime Minister advocated to the global community. Conflagrations and disputes can be resolutely handled only through dialogue and diplomacy. In one substance, the Prime Minister advocated Dharma is solution to all the problems the globe faces today. Friends, particularly my friends from abroad, the 22 paintings in our Constitution, Indian Constitution, thoughtfully given to us by 3 years of painstaking work by founding fathers, members of the Constituent Assembly are an ode to Indian culture and history, underscoring our commitment to Dharma. In Part 3 of the Constitution that deals with fundamental rights, the rights that are critical to existence of human beings, the rights that are fundamental to humanity, and the painting there is Sri Ram, Devi Sita, and Sri Lakshman, the eternal heroes of India, who symbolize the victory of Dharma over Adharma, are depicted. Similarly, in Part 4, that concerns directive principles of state policy, what we see in the painting, Sri Krishna propounding the infinite ocean of wisdom, righteousness to Arjuna before the commencement of Battle of Mahabharata at Kurukshetra. Friends, the concepts of Dharma and Dhamma have also deeply influenced the cultural fabric of this country and other parts of Asia. They have shaped our values, traditions, and social institutions. Historically, the principle of Dharma and Dhamma have played a crucial role in shaping the political and social order of ancient India. Delve deep into it, and you'll find in any kind of governance, Dharma was dominating. Any shape of governance, Dharma was supreme. In today's world, the relevance of Dharma and Dhamma has become more critical than ever before, given the challenges we see all around, virtually in every part of the globe. We are witnessing a time when the moral and ethical foundations of society are being challenged. These foundations are being shaken, as a matter of fact, not only by rapid changes brought about by globalization and technological advancements, but also by actions of those who are entrusted with leadership. It is imperative for individuals and institutions to conform to Dharma. Power and authority, friends, are optimally impactful when there is realization of limitations of that power and authority. The tendency to go beyond defined sphere has potential to unleash the rays of Adharma. We need to be bound by our limitations to impactfully use our authority. It is quintessentially fundamental that all organs of the state function in harmony and in their defined space and domain. Transgressions are deviations from the path of Dharma and can turn out to be acutely painful and suicidal on occasions. Adherence to Dharma is the only policy that can work to the advantage of humanity in any kind of governance. Friends, it is antithetical to Dharma when informed minds knowingly seek to lead people astray to gain political mileage or subserve self-interest, compromising national interest. What a serious challenge to society. A knowledgeable person, an informed mind who knows the reality, uses his iconic status to lead astray people to gain political mileage. In such kind of situations, observance of silence at such misadventures is no less than sacrilege of Dharma. Such nefarious tendencies and pernicious designs targeting our nationalism as also humanity need a befitting rebuff as a tribute to our Dharma. Tolerance of such forces will not be an act of Dharma. Dharma demands that we neutralize with full force such kind of forces that seek to belittle Dharma, tarnish our institutions, run down our nationalism, Friends, how painful it is to suffer a senior politician once in the seat of governance declare publicly what happened in neighborhood recently is bound to happen in Bharat. How can anyone believing in Dharma act in such a manner? No words are sufficient to condemn such actions. Their action is adharma in extremity. We need to counsel these misguided souls and, if need be, neutralize their tendencies, as we have to fight for Dharma, as Dharma alone justifies our existence. Friends, let me remind you, this great nation was bled in 1975 with the proclamation of draconian emergency by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who in blatant and outrageous disregard of Dharma acted dictatorially to cling to power and self-serving interest. As a matter of fact, it was sacrilege of Dharma. It was adharma that can neither be countenanced nor condoned. That was adharma which cannot be overlooked or forgotten. Over a lakh of people were imprisoned. Some of them became prime ministers, presidents, vice presidents, and occupied positions of public service. And all this was done to satisfy whim of one. With saviors of Dharma beloved, I pose a question to myself: what happened to those warriors of Dharma at that point of time? My answer is simple. Over a lakh of them suffered indignities, confinement, and this constitutional and democratic catastrophe signals that society has to suffer for long, suffer indelible mark on its fair face when we permit adharma to take place. And therefore, friends, as a tribute to Dharma, as a commitment to Dharma, to subserve Dharma, to show belief in Dharma, observance of Constitution Day on November 26 and Constitution Hatya Divas on June 25 are necessary. They are grim reminders of transgressions of Dharma and call for spirited adherence in constitutional Dharma. Observance of these days is also significant, as during the worst curse of democracy, the emergency, all checks and balances and institutions collapsed, including that of presidency, including that of the Supreme Court. Friends, it is essential to nurture Dharma, to sustain Dharma, that we are adequately informed. Our youngsters, the new generation, comes to know about it more vividly, so that we are spinally strong in observance of Dharma and neutralize the dangers which we faced once. We look around the globe today. The world today is traumatized by conflagrations and challenges such as climate change that impact every part of the globe. These challenges are existential. These are not ordinary challenges. They require unified, in-togetherness action in pursuit of Dharma. They can be addressed when we adhere to Dharma, and this has to be done sooner than later, because, friends, we do not have another planet to live. We have no alternative to Earth. And therefore, our survival now depends in containment of this existential challenge of climate change. And this can happen only and only with supreme belief in thought and action about Dharma. Let us go to the ancient scriptures. Let us go to our civilizational ethos. Let us look at the journey of this country for last 5,000 years. And what we find, Vasudeva Kutumbakam is reflective of a sense and sublimity of Dharma. We have believed in it all throughout. A powerful global message emanated from our G20 presidentship with motto, one earth, one family, one future. This is just not a motto. This is a recipe for our survival. This is a recipe for our existence. This is an ordainment of nature that this planet, let us hand over to future generations in a situation that it is livable. Friends, look around. We violate Dharma every day in our lives. Reckless consumption, conspicuous consumption, exploitation of natural resources are beyond sanction of Dharma. The earth has enough resources to meet the needs of all, but not enough to satisfy the greed of even one person. Who said so? Mahatma Gandhi said so. But Mahatma Gandhi only reiterated. It is deeply embedded in our scriptures. Time for us to subscribe to this principle. Friends, Dharma commands for shunning greed and engaging in optimal use of resources, dictating actions by compassion and empathy. Commitment to Dharma is the single uniting factor for the global community that can help address these existential challenges of enormity and unimaginable dimension. We can help humanity get out of this air pocket, deal with this headwind of severe enormity, transact this terrain which is very difficult, only when we clearly understand the meaning and message of Dharma. Friends, in the contemporary political scenario, there is a growing concern that many who are entrusted to serve the people are moving away from their Dharma. I am referring to people who are enjoined by their position to serve Dharma. They are distancing themselves from Dharma. Their sacred duty to serve the people with integrity, transparency, and justice is being failed. Instead of upholding the principles of righteousness, some of them are engaging in actions that are contrary to the very essence of Dharma. This deviation from moral and ethical responsibilities is a matter of grave concern. It is of deep concern, alarming concern, as it undermines the trust and faith of the people who put them in that position. Friends, it is indeed worrisome that those who expectedly be our guides in nurturing Dharma and righteousness, we expect them to lead us with the right path. We expect them to be role models of Dharma and righteousness. And what they are doing? They themselves are frequently falling prey to political gain, self-gain, totally ignoring national gain, totally ignoring welfare of humanity. This alarming scenario needs to be arrested. And the only way to arrest it is to make these people conform to Dharma. They need to be informed about Dharma. Dharma is not abstract. Dharma is a reality. Dharma is that medicine which has solution to all the problems the humanity faces. Let me remind you, friends, when the largest democracy had its constitution, deliberations at the Constituent Assembly exemplified adherence to Dharma. For over 3 years, Constituent Assembly met. It dealt with contentious issues, divisive issues, but only through marg of Dharma, that is dialogue, deliberation, discussion and debate. Never once they weaponized disturbance, destruction and challenging the system when Constitution was being formalized. As Vice President of the country, I happen to be Chairman of Rajya Sabha. I have felt the need of observance of Dharma. I am pained at the absence of discussion and deliberation. I am traumatized by disruptions, disturbances. The enormity of a situation created by departure from Dharma pains me. The constitutional ordainment of public representatives is being sacrificed on narrow partisan grounds. Such a failure of duty is reflection of adharma in its extremity. I beseech you, all of you, to enlighten your representatives. They represent the mood of the nation. And the mood of the nation is engage in your constitutional dharma, work for larger good of humanity, and certainly not create disruption. Certainly not lend wings to narratives that are anti-humanity and anti-national. Friends, I am constrained to say so a little more seriously because we are in times when Bharat is seeking to realize its age-old position of being Vishwaguru. When a marathon march is on, everyone is a stakeholder in that marathon march. That marathon march can climax Bharat at 2047 as a developed nation only when we subscribe to a path duly sanctified by Dharma. And simultaneously, we will have to be alert 24/7 to neutralize efforts of adharmis, those who do not subscribe to Dharma, to derail our march, only to subserve petty political ends or self-interest. Let us spare no effort to be in service of the people and the humanity. Let us vindicate, in the context of Indian Constitution, our oath to serve the people. Let us not short-charge our citizens, our real masters. Short-charging itself is culpable. But when you short-charge in democracy your masters, that is painful. That is a crime of adharma, which can neither be condoned, countenanced, forgotten, or forgiven. The Constitution, friends, is not just a legal document. It is sacred covenant underscoring our commitment to Dharma. It implores us to engage in our duties because those duties are implicit in Dharma. Friends, I caution you, if someone uses narratives to taint, tarnish and demean our institutions, someone who engages in adharma, it is our dharma to demolish those narratives. This stance emanates from our sacred scriptures as also from enlightened discourse of Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Kurukshetra. Our silence on these occasions will ever resonate in our ears I remember someone having said, the silent majority chooses to remain silent, it may be silenced forever. So it is time for believers in Dharma to take to the path of Dharma in proactive manner. Distinguished audience, in a world that is increasingly marked by materialism, conflict, and environmental degradation, the principles of Dharma and Dhamma are the only beacon of light. The dark tunnel of adharma can be overtaken by us only with light of Dharma. Friends, let us affirm our commitment to these timeless principles. Let us strive to embody Dharma and Dhamma in our thoughts, words, and actions. And let us work together to build a world that is guided by the light of wisdom, compassion, and truth. I have no doubt the deliberations here will turn out to be epicenter of dissemination of Dharma. I have no doubt that your thoughtful contributions will be enlightening to the people at large. And trust me, good thoughts are carried with nuclear speed because no one is required to convince about worth of Dharma. Friends, scholars from all over, dignitaries, I wish you all a fruitful and enlightening deliberation over the course of this conference. Surely the discussions and exchanges would contribute to a deeper understanding of our shared spiritual heritage and to the promotion of peace and harmony in the world. Let Dharma be supreme. Let us follow Dharma. Let us subscribe to Dharma. Let us rebuff all attempts of adharmis to taint our Dharma. I am grateful for your patience and the opportunity afforded. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.